Hi guys, it's the Arty Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees and maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Alright then guys, and you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin today's show. Come on, join me in my new mug again today, guys. Come on. Baby. And of course, going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new around here and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete unboxed experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of gaming nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this video a like and a subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you can handle the Artsy Gamers mess of madness, and I'm going to keep saying it now, a lot of chaos at that, then definitely consider popping on your notification bell, How'd by Tails there, so you know when my next video goes live. Well, just a quick one. Do excuse the hair. I know I look like Hagrid. I ran out of hairspray, guys, so you're just going to have to look at my big, old, bushy hairstyle today. But we are not here to be looking at me today. We are going to be continuing our really lovely Sonic the Hedgehog piece that we worked on yesterday. This is the main star of the show. Definitely not me today. So yes, here it is. We have this really awesome little Sonic the Hedgehog just at the bottom left here, my left actually, of this piece that is actually going to be a GTA inspired box art, can you believe? Now, with the recent release of the new box art that has just been shown and the pre-order date, I thought we could really tie everything together and actually making a little bit of an ongoing process, guys. And just here, there and everywhere on the weekends, we're just going to add a little bit to make it, you know, build up to my 1,000 subscriber art piece giveaway. Oh my God, can you believe? As yes, just only over the weekend, we managed to reach 800 Sorry. Words are a bit messy here today. I'm so excited. You can so tell when I get excited, my words completely mess up, guys. Let's just take a sip of coffee here, but you know what I'm going to say. That we have reached 800 subscribers over the weekend. I can't believe it. I'm so overwhelmed. And obviously, to say a massive thank you, my giveaway has now gone live. It is a chance to win a horsey piece. It is a Pokemon. And yeah, I had a really fun time drawing that for you guys. That video is now live, so definitely enter that competition if you haven't already. Full details are in the description down below, and if you watch the whole video there. But of course, yeah, that kind of leaves us like, hang on a minute, only around about 200 subscribers left to reach that milestone. So it is quite a big piece. So I do think this is going to give us enough time to be able to create a really nice GT inspired box art here, just building up to that milestone. And my plan is to just do little boxes, and I'm going to be adding like funny little characters, classic characters at that, to the box art. Of course, I would like to incorporate CJ and some of the classic GTA characters that you do see, but, you know, why not add a Crash Bandicoot or maybe a Spyro, for example? And that's exactly what we're doing here, and we started off yesterday by doing the Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, of course, today is Elect Color, so that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be setting up in the art studio in a minute, and we're just going to be cracking on with this Sonic piece here. Now, if you just have a quick look, I have already done a little bit of a background. I've just done this just to save a little bit of time. Otherwise, we're going to be hanging around here all day. But I would like to take you through a little bit of a step-by-step process on how to just color in Sonic himself there, his body as well, because it does need to do a bit of a mix of colors there, and also the smoke work as well. That can be quite tricky to color in. and a bit of the flame as well there. So yeah, that is what we're going to be colouring in today. And then, like I said, throughout the next few months, we're just going to be adding little extras to this to build up to that 1,000 subscriber art piece giveaway, guys. Oh my God. Now, what colours do we need today? Well, if you did stick with a green background, then yeah, you would need some greens. I have got quite bright green that I used here, and of course a little thinner tip here just to go around the outskirts of that. Of course, I pretty much finished with the green now, so I won't be bringing this into the video today, but if you are following along with me, it's quite a bright green and a thin tip just to go around the perimeter of everything, and of course I'll explain everything when we get there. Yeah, of course, blues. You know, the classic blue of Sonic the Hedgehog there. So we do need a blue pencil crayon and a lovely blue thin tip as well. That will help us out again to just go around the perimeter of Sonic himself. And then we would need some, oh, let me just get all this. Okay, some kind of like peachy yellow colours, maybe a little bit of orange in there as well, just to get his body going. I just keep referencing my like button here, but that is basically the Sonic that we have just drawn. And it is quite hard just to get that exact colour of his kind of skin tone. So I would recommend getting a variety of colours. Like I said, peachy oranges and yellows. We will be running these colours over each other just to mix and merge those colours to create that skin tone there. So I would get a mix. And of course, for that lovely fire effect as well, reds, yellows, felt tips are smaller ones at that. And of course, yeah, a nice deep dark red pencil color as well to help us there. So yeah, lots of colors today, although, you know, thinking about it, you're just probably thinking, oh, it's Sonic, it's just blue. But no, there is actually quite a lot of colors here to help us create Sonic. So that's what we're going to do now, guys. We're going to go and set up in the art studio.
Excuse my hair if it kind of like brushes through the camera as we're drawing today.
But yeah, here we go. I'll see you in a minute. Okay then, and here we are set up in the art studio, ready to colour in our Sonic the Hedgehog here. Now, just to recap, for those of you that may not have caught yesterday's video, we are actually doing a GTA-styled box art, but just adding a few quirky classic characters that we all know and love. Very similar here to the GTA Grand Theft Auto Vice City box. And what I've done is I've basically created all of these little boxes here. There we go, in kind of the same format. And as the weeks progress, we're just going to add another little character model in towards these boxes. Of course, a full step-by-step guide on how I did that was in yesterday's video. So of course, definitely check it out. And just in the middle here, sectioned out with this big rectangle, that is where the logo is going to go. But rather than Grand Theft Auto Vice City, it's going to say 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and then Artsy Gamer just coming across there. So that's the idea that we're going for. I think it's just come at a really good time. People have been screaming out for a GTA styled art piece. And, you know, with the release of that really awesome box art, I think it's just come round at a really, really great time and how we can tie this all together. Right then, so here we go. Enough about that. We're going to be cracking on with our Sonic here today. And we're just going to go straight in, guys. And we're going to start off with that blue pencil crayon. So let's just get it into the camera now and follow along me for the ride.
Follow along me for the ride, guys. My words are messing up already.
You know, rough and ready over here.
Okay then, so do excuse me, it is quite an awkward position, so if I'm just kind of moving him over here or moving him down there, you know, just bear with me, but I will try and angle the camera where necessary. But it's quite weird how we are just working at quite a low part of the paper. You know, normally I'm right in the middle here, so yeah, do excuse me if paper is kind of moving around here, but I'm going to try and get the best shots as possible. Right then, so like I said, going straight in with the blue here. And what I am going to do, guys, is I'm just going to start to create some shadow effects here. I am not going to go massively mad on my 3-tone effects with this. I think the character model is just a little bit too small for that, but I will try and do stuff like that where necessary. And for those that are new around here, my 3-tone effects are worked by colouring in the whole model here. Then I'll actually go away and just press really, really hard around areas where I think sunlight isn't going to catch. And I will go away and do that. And then I will go and do a second coat, or you could say third coat, in like a felt tip. And then it actually creates a really cool 3-tone effect look. So that is often the style that I go for. But because this character model is quite small, some areas it might not work well with, but we'll just see how we go with that. But I am going to just do that kind of effect just around his spikes here, because I do think that is where light is less likely to catch. So here we go. I'm just going to go quite dark here. Okay. And then maybe around here. Lovely. Okay, so this bit here, and this bit here is going to be very, very dark because it is pretty much behind his head there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my pencil color and I'm going to press really, really hard into Sonic here, just up to his head there. I don't want to go kind of into his head. It is just the spikes at the moment at this stage. And of course, I'm going to be pressing very, very hard. Okay, and can you see how deep blue that is? Yeah, perfect colour for Sonic here, isn't it? I think I've managed to replicate that blue really well. Okay, lovely. Nice. Okay, and just feeding up behind his ear now as well, still pressing very dark. To be honest with you, I think you will see this example of my 3-tone effect. Because I think there is enough room to do it, actually. I didn't realise how much room there would be, but I think we could be all right, you know. Okay, nice. So now we've done that using the same pencil colour, I'm going to be colouring this bit in here, this tiny bit and this tiny bit in the same colour, but just pressing that a little bit lighter now. So you can see that I've got 2 tones going on now. Okay. And of course up here as well. There we go. Nice. Hey, okay, looking lovely. All right then, yeah, I'm very happy with that. Actually, that's come out quite well. We will come back to the spikes with the with the felt tip and all that later on. We'll just work the whole of Sonic first, and then we'll apply the felt tip. There we go. Okay then. So I think we'll get his ear as well. We'll colour in his ear now. Just this one here, and yeah, we'll just scoop this down like this. This bit is going to be very, very dark, and I would like it to actually feed right past his eye here as well. And I think I could keep that quite dark as well, actually. So let's go down here. Let's press really hard and just up here as well. There we go. And this little bit here is just going to be that little bit lighter. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay, and why not? I think it'd be quite light here, still sticking with the ears, and then quite dark just as it comes towards the spike there as well. So again, we'll just press quite hard here and then just lift the pencil off a little bit and be a bit lighter towards the top of his ear. Okay, nice. All right, I think we're getting somewhere now, guys. So let's move on to the main body of the face here. And I would like his kind of area around his eyes to be quite dark, but then lift up to a light and then go quite dark again. And we could probably do that well with the felt tip. But I'll just get like a basic guide with the pencil first. So we're going to be pressing really dark around his eyes. Okay. And then I do want it to be quite light here and then like dip quite dark again. That makes sense? All right. So this bit here and this bit here, just showing you with my pencil now. Just going to now go a little bit lighter. Okay, just like that. There we go. And we might be able to just section that off a little bit. Nice. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool, cool. And then kind of like, maybe this bit here is a bit darker as well. This is sometimes I just go a little bit freestyle, guys. When the character model is so small, you know, sometimes it is quite hard to work out where different lighting areas is going to work. So sometimes I do just have to kind of freestyle it a little bit. So yeah, let's make this bit nice and light just at the top of his head here. Yeah, there we go. That's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, and then I would say a medium pressure now as we just colour the remainder in. Yeah, a medium pressure there. Okay, and then just around, yeah, just around his chin. Oh, yeah, I think this is coming on very well. Oh, yes, look at that, guys. Oh, it's really coming together, isn't it? Look at that, perfect. Okay then, so here we go. We're now just going to colour his body and his legs. And then once we've done that, that's all the blue over with regards to the pencil colour. And then we'll start to work in his kind of like fleshy tones. So here we go. Again, this is kind of like, gosh, yeah, I would say a medium pressure because I believe we can probably work the rest with the felt tip with those darker areas. I mean, we could maybe apply a bit of a three-tone effect around his legs. So potentially just create a stripe down here and this bit can go all dark. And then just a little bit lighter there. And again, maybe just a strip up here. This can go all dark. And of course, nice and light just there. Yeah. And then pretty much around the body, I would say just a medium pressure. Maybe a little bit dark around his chin area where you can just press a little bit harder. And then just release that pressure again as we kind of just come down here. Maybe a little bit harder down there as well, but towards his body, maybe just a little bit lighter. There we go. Okay, yeah, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. Hey, okay. Right then, you know what? Let's move on to those fleshy colours now because that does require a little bit of work there. So here we go. I have got 3 colours here. I have a fleshy colour. So I actually have a peachy colour. I'm lucky enough to have that in my pencil set and I would recommend getting pencil sets with a flesh colour. That does come to hand so well on occasions like this, for example. An orange, quite a light orange. Okay, I would actually say it's verging on a darker peach actually. And then a yellow pencil colour. Okay, and we're going to work in this order. We're going to go the light peach, the darker peach or orange, and then the yellow. Okay, so let's get the peach first. We'll just move these off to one side. And we're going to create this colour here that I've already done. So I'm not really thinking too much about any shades or anything like that. We can apply that when we come to add our felt tip. And I'm going to be pressing very hard now into his tummy area. And we need to create a very dark peach here, okay. Right to the edges, right to the edges. And why not? We'll go on to the arms as well as we're here. Really circle it in, really get that peach to stick to the paper there. Okay, and again, why not? Let's get those arms as well. Let's get those arms. Okay, and this one here. Perfect. Okay. Once you've done that, you're now going to get your darker peach. And then you're just going to do the same thing. Just run that peach over the lighter peach. Hey, there we go. Nice. All the way to the edges, best you can. Pressing still quite hard. Lovely. And once you've done that, then you're just going to get your yellow. And you're just going to do the same thing. Get your yellow and run over those peachy colours that you've just done. And it really then does become a lovely sonic colour, doesn't it? Oh, yes. I think that's a perfect match. Wouldn't you agree? Hey, there we go. And you know what? I think just the inside of his ear is that peachy colour as well. So yeah, let's go again. So you just start off with that lighter peach. Another good example just to show you again. Then move on to that darker peach there. And then apply that little bit of yellow there, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow. This is looking fantastic. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, very, very happy with that. Okay then, let's just move on to the fire effect there. I still want to stick with the pencils as we're with pencils. And I am going to bring in my red now. Here it is. And if you have done a fire effect and it's kind of the same as mine, then we're going to be having a nice red bit at the top. And then inside that flame, we're going to keep it nice and yellow. Okay. So with this, I'm actually not going to worry too much about shading or anything. I think we can apply that when we come to use the felt tips. All right, yeah, lovely. Perfect. Yeah, this is looking lovely. Okay, and then I want that yellow, and I'm just going to now colour in that bit at the bottom in a nice yellow here, okay? And that's going to create the flame effect. Oh, yes, this is looking nice. And I did leave just a little bit of room here just to add a little bit of a yellow kind of haze around the flame there. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of yellow there as well. Okay, nice. All right then, yeah, and why not? We could just colour maybe this bit in red, actually. Yeah. Oh, brilliant, guys. Wow. Okay. So now it is just really the smoke effects here. And maybe his gloves and maybe his eyes as well could have this technique. So I'm actually now going to get my usual pencil that I would use to just draw my character models. So the same pencil that I used yesterday to draw Sonic here. And I'm just going to lightly just run a little bit of grey around these smoke bubbles here. Not doing too much, but just where there's a black mark, I'm just going to run my pencil just around it. Okay. And it's just going to give it a little bit of character. It just looks like, you know, there's a bit of light catching here and a little bit of light catching there. It really is quite simple. And you're not pressing too hard, but it's just simple and effective. It really, really is. You know, just, you know, looking like a cloud of smoke. Yeah, okay. I think that technique works really well, actually. Okay, and maybe just around by his gloves here where it's a little bit darker. And maybe in there as well where it's darker. And then, of course, round by his legs here as well. Oh, yes. You know, just where you think light probably won't catch. Hey, wow. And, you know, maybe around his eye area as well. You know, you could add a bit of character there, can't we? Yeah, why not? Oh, brilliant. Yeah, and what I quite like to do well is just kind of like get your finger as well and maybe just kind of like smudge it a little bit as well. So the pencil marks aren't so sharp, if that makes sense. Sorry if my hand is coming right into the picture there, but not so sharp, and it just gives it a nice kind of effect there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, guys. Let's just hold this up to the camera. Whoo! I think this is a really good start to our GTA box, don't you think? Wow, you know, can you imagine this when it's all filled with some really awesome gaming models here? Wow, yeah, really, really great start to this. Okay, let's just take a sip of coffee and we're going to move on to the actual felt tips now. So let's just take a swig. Mmm. Baby, okay, let's just move these away now. Sorry that the paper does kind of like fray up a little bit. That's what you get when you kind of work very close to the edges of paper. It does start to lift a little bit. So just be mindful of that you're not catching it on anything or folding it over. So, you know, just be mindful of that when you're placing it back into storage. Just make sure it's nice and flat, and that will help matters. But okay, here we go then. So I might actually bring my thicker tip here because I actually didn't realize how much room I am going to have to work with to create a 3-tone effect. And then when we actually go around the perimeter, I am then going to come back to my thinner tip, okay? And this is the difference between thick and thin. So this is a very, very thin tip here, all right? And then of course, here is my thick tip now. And yeah, that's going to help us create that 3-tone effect definitely around his spikes. So we'll start off with that first. Okay then, so I have already drawn these really nice deep dark bits of blue here. And what I'm going to do now with my felt tip, I'm just going to catch roughly halfway. Okay, just roughly halfway. All right, and just down here. All right, lovely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to colour the remainder now. Okay, just like that. And instantly you can see that there's 3 tones that have just gone on now. We've got the big felt tip bit, a nice dark bit there with the darker pencil crayon, and then where we went and pressed that a little bit lighter. And of course, just around here. Okay, lovely. Make sure it's all the way to the lines. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's looking really nice, actually, really, really nice. And I think, you know what, guys, I'm probably going to leave it there with a thicker tip, and now I'm going to move on to the thin one. Okay. Once I've done that, then I'm pretty much going to do the same technique where I can find some darker areas that I've done. So definitely by the leg here, I'm just going to run that tip just a little bit, you know, almost like halfway. And just down here as well. Yeah, lovely. Okay, nice. And then definitely around here. Nice, yeah, looking good. Okay, and oh yes, definitely the ear as well. That's where we're going to do a 3-tone. Just up here as well. Get that coloured in. Nice, yeah, and maybe just by the ear as well. Oh my word, yeah, this is looking fantastic. And maybe just by his chin area as well. We'll just get that sectioned off a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, okay, yeah, absolutely spot on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much just going to go around the whole of the perimeter now of Sonic. Okay, just where any black lines meet the blue. Okay, you see what I'm doing there, just where the lines just meet the blue, just around the perimeter now. Okay, just like that, and definitely around his eyes. Yeah, oh wow, absolutely brilliant. Yes, definitely around his chin area as well, and then around his body. And his tummy. Yeah, down by his leg. And yeah, round his spikes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yes. And you know, when you do that, it just makes the character just stand out even more, doesn't it? Yeah, really lovely. Wow. And you know, you can add some little extras, can't you? Just, you know, here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, that is looking really spectacular. Right then, so here we go. I'm now going to bring my yellow into the picture here, and I'm just going to work just a little bit of shading now around his kind of like tummy area. In fact, I might actually go for the thicker yellow because I'm not going to probably go around the perimeter of this because there is no need. I just need to create a little bit of kind of like shadowing. So I would like to just create almost like a C shape just around his tummy area here. It's just gonna, yeah, it's just gonna create a bit of a darker area. And maybe just round his, yeah, you know, it's just subtle. Just enough to just give it a little bit of a highlight. Yeah, nice. Oh, perfect. Oh, there we go. And you know what? Just finishing touches really, guys, is just to go around the perimeter of the flame here in that red. So again, just applying that same technique now. Okay, that you just saw with Sonic. Just going around here. Yeah, look at that. Whew, yeah, maybe just add a few kind of like spots in there. Yes. Oh, yes. Ho ho. And you know what? Let's just add a little bit of a green glimpse to his eye because I know he does have lovely green eyes. Oh, yes. Lovely green little glimpse there. Maybe just around here as well. Oh my word. And I think he is done. Oh wow. Oh wow. There he is. Perfect. Let's go and wrap up in the main studio. And there we have it. We have our lovely Sonic the Hedgehog shining so bright in this lovely little slot here of the GTA box art. I can't wait for this all to come together. I really, really can't. Yeah, can you just imagine that picture that I've shown quite a few times now of, yeah, all these really cool classic character models all dotted around a GTA box art. Wow, oh wow, I think this is going to be a really awesome piece ready for our 1,000 subscriber art piece giveaway. Oh, yeah, just using all of these really awesome complete and boxed experiences to help us create that. Right then, guys. Well, yeah, that is it for me today. I hope you had a good weekend of me drawing and colouring like usual. That's what I often do on the weekends. And of course, in the week, we like to do our complete and boxed experiences, don't we? I would like to do a little bit of a story time for Buffy, actually. Yeah, so maybe stay tuned for that. All right then, guys. Well, that is it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And of course, I'll catch you in tomorrow's
TikTok, YouTube.
TikTok live and YouTube video. That is me, the Artsy Gamer, over and out.